Whether you're a one-person design company, a 50-person software startup, or a global airline with thousands of employees, you'll need a strategy for serving your customers. Strategy is the bridge between your organization's vision and mission and the specific decisions required to make them a reality. Whom will you hire? What hours will you be open? What technologies will you need? And others. As you develop customer service, the need for a plan becomes clear. Just think about a new product. Will it affect recruiting, hiring, or training? How should these new customer service interactions get routed? In other words, what person or group will handle them? How will the workload change? Will that impact resources and budget? You get the idea. There are many decisions you and your team will need to make. In customer service, strategy takes the form of a specific plan, which is often referred to as a customer access strategy, or alternatively, a customer engagement strategy. Some just call it a service strategy. Let's look at what a customer access strategy is and the components that make up an effective plan. A customer access strategy can be defined as a framework, a set of standards, guidelines, and processes describing the means by which customers receive or are enabled to access the information, services, and expertise they need. Now, that's the formal definition, and it sounds pretty formal, but I'd encourage you to not make this too formal, at least to begin with. An effective customer access strategy includes 10 components, and my encouragement is just begin thinking about them together. First, consider customer segments. In large organizations, this is typically defined along with marketing, and it summarizes how customers are logically segmented. For example, insurance companies will identify segments by the policies needed or where customers are located, whether they're businesses or consumers, and so forth. Even the smallest organizations have segments to consider. Your restaurant may encourage special celebrations, group functions, and others. Second, identify the types of interactions. For example, placing orders, customer service, technical support, and others. You can get as specific as you need in order to later define the skills that your team will need. You then look at access channels. Here, you'll identify how customer service is delivered. That might include in-person, phone, text, social sites such as Twitter and Instagram, and others. Next, consider hours of operation and how they may vary for different types of interactions. Self-service, such as through your website, should be available 24/7, but you'll need to decide on what makes sense for other alternatives. The next step summarizes the organization's objectives for accessibility. What goals do you have for how long customers will have to wait, minimizing wait times? Next, you'll consider routing. How is each interaction going to be routed and distributed to the right place? In other words, what person or what group will handle them? In the next component, you'll consider the person and the technology resources required. Which employees and which systems will come into play for each type of interaction? The eighth component of your plan summarizes the information required. What information on customers, products, and services will need to be accessible? What information should be captured during the service interaction? This is a logical place to summarize how the organization will comply with any privacy or reporting requirements. In the next step, analysis and improvement, you'll define how the information captured will be used to better understand customers and to improve products and services. In the final step, guidelines for deploying new services, your plan should summarize technology needs, investment guidelines, and other considerations as you bring new services into the mix. Now, you might be thinking, whew, there's a lot to this, but I've found without fail that the thought you put into your strategy will come back in both time and better decisions. Just recently, I've seen the benefits for a small catering company as well as a large government service operation with over 10,000 employees. You'll find a summary of the 10 components of a customer access strategy in the guide to additional resources. So just get started. Start simple. Begin to build out these 10 components. You'll soon see the benefits of having a common plan to work from.